Hello, and welcome to Graham Snackers. I'm back with Pat to try the Xxtra Flaming Hot Nacho Doritos that in our Cheetos Pepper Puff video, I said, I don't even want to try.
That makes one of us.
Yeah, because the normal Flaming Hot Doritos I find are already, I feel, a little too hot for me. And then they came out with an extra one, saw it on the shelf, was like, no way. Told Pat about it, and he was like,
I'm in for anything spicy, so here it is.
if you didn't see our Pepper Puff video, I recommend you go check it out. But I'll also just throw in a little recap here to show you what we thought of the Cheetos Flaming Hot Pepper Puffs.
It's hot. Well, it's undeniably hot. It is definitely spicy.
But first, we're gonna munch on some Cheetos Mexican street corn flavored. Well, what do you think of these?
Well, I like Mexican street corn a lot. I've been invited on for 2 different spicy videos. I love Southwest flavors. Just the complexity of flavor that you get out of Mexican food is awesome, and I love that we're now seeing this sort of thing making its way into American snack cuisine.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited for this because I don't know what exact flavor we're in for, but it might be a little spicy, maybe a little sweet, we'll see.
If I may spoil a little bit on the back of the bag, you've got 3 boxes here that say tangy, spicy, and cheesy. I don't know why cheesy surprised me, because they are Cheetos.
Right.
But you don't think about that with the corn.
The Mexican street corn,
Yeah.
right. But no.
So what I was thinking with these is, you look at the bag, you can see he's holding a lime there, and I've never had a Mexican street corn, but it looks like corn on a cob on a stick, covered in stuff.
That's certainly a way to prepare it.
And with that lime, and it being spicy, it made me think of this stuff that I've been hearing about, this tahine, I don't know how it's pronounced.
You got me. I don't know.
But I know my parents put it on. But I know my parents put it on corn, and I tried it on corn, and it wasn't exactly for me. I think it was just throwing me off a little bit, and maybe something I could warm up to. So maybe Cheetos is the stepping stone I need to get into this stuff.
I guess we're about to find out.
Give that a sniff. They smell good.
They do smell good. I mean, I get a little bit of that Cheeto hint.
There's a whole bucket of flavors.
There's a lot
in
of stuff
there.
going on.
And you see, they're not that classic like Cheeto orange or like flaming hot red. They're very they sort of look.
Dare I say it, more corn-like.
Yeah, they almost look like they don't have any flavor on them, but you can see the little specks of seasoning.
Mm-hmm. God,
It smells very savory. It's a good scent.
That smells way more complex than any bag of Cheetos that I've ever opened up, so that's really exciting. Let's
into
give it a
these.
try. All right, well, cheers. All right. Initial thought. Spicy and tangy, a little overblown. It's very Cheeto-y.
Yeah.
And not that that's a bad thing, but it also tastes like Cheetos that don't have as much of the Cheeto dust on
Yeah.
them.
My first thought was like, they're a little bland.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's because it tastes like corn.
Yeah, that very well could be.
Yeah.
This could be one of those flavors though that you just kind of have to let build up.
It is a very upfront corn flavor.
Yes.
Like I bit into some corn, which, I mean, yeah, it's called Mexican street corn, but it's hard to imagine that on a snack food.
Right. I'm thinking like I'm getting a little like of that kind of corn flavor. It's probably it tastes more like a processed corn, which isn't bad, but like it's like corn flake, which isn't like inherently bad. It's just, man, Cheetos are bolder tasting, usually just in a dangerously cheesy original flavor.
And after you get past that corn flavor, it's definitely some like that tangy. You get a little bit of the lime.
I'm getting it on the back end. It's just not.
Yeah.
It's not as much. I would have thought this would be about like 10 times more intense than it is.
Like if they had just sold it as corn, like Cheetos corn flavor, I would not have been like, oh, they're leaving stuff off of the description.
Had they sold it as Cheetos corn though, like that's not as sexy. All right, I'm getting it. It builds. It's subtle. Some sagely words from someone I met at a brewery once said, "I wouldn't push it out of bed in the morning."
Okay. Yeah.
That's about the best I can say.
I feel like the cheese flavor is conflicting with everything else. Abrupt corn. Once you get past, it's like, okay, a little bit of that tangy, lime, spicy, and cheese. The cheese doesn't flow with it, but it's a Cheeto, so like that's the whole point.
Right. God, I think it would be better if it was just, if we're like, get something out of there. I like the flavor that is just barely there.
Yeah.
But it's not enough.
It's almost too complex for its own good.
Yeah, I think so, because it's really subtle, but it's a Cheeto. We're not pairing this with a wine or something. It's Cheetos, man. Like it is too complex for its own good.
When I'm done eating it, I'm like, I want to eat more because I'm still so curious because I still don't really know what I'm eating, but I don't think it's for me because every time I bite into it, I'm like, oh yeah, it's this weird corn flavor.
Cheetos, especially the puffs, have always given me a little bit of like a styrofoam packing peanut kind of vibe. But when you flavor them right, it kind of doesn't matter. They're a wonderful snack food. This is doing a bad job at convincing me that I need to ignore that thought in my head. Because there's a blandness to them, and bland doesn't do much for Cheetos.
Yeah.
But, oh man,
I applaud them for trying this flavor.
Yes.
It's worth trying. I applaud them for doing such a unique flavor of Cheetos. Just for the experience, but not because it's like a very good snack that you're gonna want to really munch on. It's like, I've had a couple, and you know, I have no desire to finish this bag like I do with every other chip I eat.
There is a spice to it though. It builds. It's not much. It's like black pepper level spicy, like not like a spicy. And yeah, there's lime, which does pair well with spice, but God, it is just so. What it's reminding me of is when you listen to a song where like the vocals are just too low in the mix that you can't really hear, and like the instruments are overpowering them. Like the Cheeto, like the actual Cheeto itself and the corn flavor that they put on there is overpowering all the stuff I'm most interested in.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, if only they dialed that up a little bit more, but then it probably wouldn't taste quite like Mexican street corn.
If we were to rank each of the keywords by like how present they are, it's like spicy, tangy, cheesy, corn.
Yeah. Yes. I like the aftertaste. The aftertaste has given me real good, like, all right, yeah, I see what they were going for vibes, but man, it's just not, it's not as good as the aftertaste you would hope you could pull out of something that tastes that good later on. Yeah. Just, oh well. It makes me want to go out and get Mexican street corn more than it makes me want to buy another bag of these Cheetos.
And unfortunately, I don't see the words limited time on here, so I'm worried it's going to take up shelf space.
I would love more spicy Cheetos to try, and I would rather that leave the shelves to make room for.
And I would love if Cheetos took more gambles like this, if they just really
swung for those fences. Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like we're gonna do this ridiculous flavor, and maybe you get something like really cool and spicy and unique, and maybe you get corn.
Like you give me like a mango habanero Cheeto or something like that, I'm here all day for that. Sometimes you swing for the fences and you just strike out.
The only reason I think I really want to keep eating them is because I'm kind of dreading what's coming next.
Oh, this is the part that I've been most hyped for since the last episode.
Yes.
This has made me want to come back on another Graham Snackers to complete the circle.
As I talked about in the last video we did together, Cheetos Pepper Puffs boasted to be the spiciest ever of Cheeto. And I don't think it hit the spice level of the Flaming Hot Nacho Dorito. Now, those Cheeto Pepper Puffs, they were pretty hot, and they slow you down, yeah.
Yeah.
So they're not something that you can really eat a whole lot of. This claims to be spicier than something that I thought was spicier than that.
I'm excited. Just so you know, and this wasn't in preparation for this or anything, one of my coworkers collects hot sauces, and one of them, which is the hottest one, which is a dangerous and probably like not safe for human consumption level hot, is called Satan's Blood. And he had me have a little toothpick taste of it this morning. It's like putting a lit match on your tongue. It's terrible, but I am very excited. I'm good. No, I'm good now. Like, but okay, if I had licked like a drop of it, I might not have been able to film this episode with you. But I'm ready for this. I can take whatever whatever Doritos can throw at me. They're not putting Satan's blood on these things. We'll be all right. Oh, I can see what they're going for already. Like it smells like that like calm before the storm spicy scent.
Get a look into that bag so you can see how
Scorching red hot.
Red and powdered these are.
Their science red is excellent.
These are absolutely coated.
Cheers.
See you on the other side.
That's good. It tastes kind of like a little bit, maybe a little bit hotter than the extremely good snack food Takis. I've only had one.
Yeah. And it's building quickly.
Oh yeah, no, it is. It's sticking around.
It is.
It's not,
it is building quickly. It's like you eat one, you're like, yeah, it's good spice, and you're like, oh, it's building. And ooh. After one, I feel like my mouth is where I am like after like this size bag of Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
Yes, I would agree. I mean, it is hot for an American snack food. This is phenomenally hot. I think that's like I don't think there's anything that comes close to this.
I think the important thing is you do still get that nacho flavor.
It does taste like a Dorito.
I think in the not extra version, just the normal Flaming Hot one, that nacho cheese flavor comes across a lot better. This one's a little dulled. It's hot. My mouth is on fire.
It is very hot. This is good. I am about this. Yeah, that is hot. But it'll get... No, I love this. They taste good. This is bold of an American snack food company to be this hot. This is hotter than Tabasco sauce for sure. Like by a lot.
Yeah. This is hotter than like most things I've eaten. Like you can eat like a straight jalapeno and it'd be better than this.
Yeah. Oh, easily. It's not hotter than if you had a straight habanero, but also like don't eat a straight habanero if this is too hot for you. Like that's like madness. I am tearing up. Like it is like
very sweaty.
Yeah, that's how you know. Like you're like, all right, I'm starting to sweat.
Yeah.
This is much hotter than the Cheetos Puffs.
Yeah.
Like I think like by a mile. Like that's
like double.
Probably.
I don't know how.
I don't know.
Easily you can like.
We're not okay. Look, you can do the thing with the Schofield units or whatever, but like I'm not. Like we're not qualified. We have no idea what the hell we're talking about if we do that. But this is very hot.
This is.
If you don't like spicy food, you just need to not. This is. Oh, good. This is impressing me from Doritos. I am again spicy food fan. This is hot though. This is no slouch. This is the hottest American snack food I've ever had. I think that I don't think that's even a question. This is.
Yeah.
Damn.
My mouth is on fire. The flavor is pretty good.
Well, that belie. Okay, so some really hot things do sacrifice flavor for heat. Mm-hmm. However, they've done this, it is still tastes like a Dorito.
There is some sacrifice. I don't think it's as tasty as a normal Dorito, but you still get that nacho flavor. Mm-hmm. So like it tastes very good, but it is an uncomfortable level of spice.
Speak for yourself. I'm gonna say it's definitely more my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
But I also am a little bit of a masochist when it comes to the spice level. I guess sadist watching you. This is pretty funny.
So I would honestly say like this is kind of like top where I would want spice if I'm like having a couple bites or something. Like I wouldn't want to eat a whole like this size bag of chips like this. And like if I had wings that were this spicy, you know, after like 3 or 4, you know, that would stop me. But if it's like, you know, eat this one little thing, like, then it would be like a very good spice, you know? So if you just want a couple chips, it's good.
This would be a hard bag to just slam. Yeah. I mean, it is hot. And I, as a spicy food fan, it's like, I'm not gonna just eat them real fast. Like, sitting with this heat, it is not going away really fast either. Like, it has a lingering heat. I'm more than impressed by how far up Spice Mountain that Doritos is willing to venture.
I think they've just seen how, like, the hotter you make things, the more people buy just out of curiosity.
Yeah, the novelty factor.
So, like, I don't think these have the longest staying power because, like, eventually enough people try them where they're, like, not worth it.
I don't know. I could see, like,
maybe I'm underestimating some people's spice levels.
I think it all depends on if the spicy food fans come out for this, and man,
because I would claim to be a spicy food fan, but Flaming Hot Cheetos is a better level than this personally.
I'm about this. I always thought that I'd have to go like Thai or some Central American food that just like actually knows like what the human body can tolerate, like level of spice. No, this is like one of the premier American snack foods that is like, okay. God, I am sweating. It is hot. It's good, but it's That is way hotter than I would have ever
lot.
expected a Dorito to be.
You would probably just like the normal Flaming Hot one quite a bit then.
Probably. And I like this too. Like if I bought a bag, I would not be disappointed by this. I wouldn't be like, oh no, I spiced myself out. No, it's like this is good. It's really hot. It's great. Like but whew, I would call out Cheetos at this point. Cheetos are the ones that initiated the feud of the Flamin' Hots between Doritos.
I mean, did you see here? It does say Cheetos versus Doritos face-off.
Yeah.
Flaming Hot face-off. So they're clearly trying to pit them against each other, and I think a little unfairly by making the Doritos way higher.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm like, okay, well, if Cheetos threw down the gauntlet as the Flamin' Hot one, who can be hotter? Yeah. Well, balls in your court, Cheetos. Go nuts. Like, give us the one Cheeto that is just...
I could see them releasing a Cheetos Ghost Pepper.
That would something like that. You know what? Go nuts. I want the Cheetos that stack up to this. That's what I want. I want to see where even if it's the exact same spice level as this, I want to see Cheetos be at least be neck and neck with Doritos, because Doritos, as far as spice is concerned, it is very, very spicy, compared to any of the Cheetos that we've had, including the ones that were the Pepper Puffs. God, it's still spicy.
Mouth's still burning.
Yeah, no, I haven't had one in a minute, and still.
It's going to be lingering all day.
You know what? That's okay.
I'm going to rate these. It's hard to say. I kind of want to just say I rate these a pour.
Yeah. Ooh.
It's not a flavor that's so, disgusting I can't eat it, I have to spit it out, but it's certainly not something I want to continue eating, and it's not something I want to buy again. It is at the very least an okay, because it's unique and interesting, and I'm glad I tried it. Certainly not getting it again.
I'm going to give the concept a good. I'm glad that they went for this.
Yeah.
The execution is a poor, which I think equals out to an okay total, but probably leaning on the side of poor, because... Right. I mean, at the end of the day, am I going to buy a bag of these?
Although, honestly, it might be just a good way to get rid of that burning.
I was actually wondering if you were going to go back.
Just cancel it out with corn.
Corn, yeah, the corn Cheeto.
Remember how corn it is. And I know corn chips and are very good. I like a corn chip, but corn-flavored chips doesn't translate well.
As an employee in the beer industry, you add corn and rice to beer to dull the flavor so that it is lighter, because they just don't taste like a heck of a lot. And in this case, yeah, they're kind of doing the same thing, whether it's intentional or not, to this by making it taste so corn-like. This, I think we're going to have a very big gap.
So this one is interesting, because if you saw, it was hot, it was too hot, but I was eating them, because they do taste good, at least. Mm-hmm. These I will just give an okay, because they're definitely at a spice level that I don't want, but it's tolerable for a couple chips. Because when I get a bag of chips, I like to just eat chips. I like to
just
sit there and eat a bag.
Right. The can of Pringles is empty once you stand back up. I get it.
Exactly. For me, these aren't something that I would really buy unless with people who I think should try something super hot. It gets an okay because I do like to eat a couple of them, but after a couple, it's over.
I am waffling between a good and a great. Good is probably where I think that they land. They're good. I love the spice level. I love the execution that went into let's take something that is not the safest bet. And they took a risk and they went for it. And I don't know if their market research said that Americans can handle spicier food, to just at least for this Flamin' Hot face-off situation. But Doritos wins that spice war, and I love spicy food, so that wins for me. I'm sad. I prefer Cheetos as a snack food to Doritos by a pretty wide margin, so I think that's what makes it a good, because damn, I love how spicy they are. Give me the Cheeto version. That's what I want.
Both of these snacks were, I think, big gambles, and Doritos just hit the mark a little bit better.
Yes. I'm going to go with a good on the Doritos, and if you are a spicy food fan, if these are limited time and you're even a little curious, go for it. They are spicier than Takis. They're the spiciest American snack food I've ever had. The novelty of that at the bare minimum is actually really cool. All right, I'm gonna earn this last bit here.
Oh, okay. I'll join you. We're gonna crush this bag.
I don't know. I guess so.
See how hot we can get it?
I'm gonna sweat all the blue out of my hair doing this. I'm not trying to kill you. I was gonna do it. You don't have to.
As soon as I saw what you were going for, I knew I had to jump in. Oh goodness.
I got you.
Finish chugging that. Let's chug this. A well-earned, spicy thirst quencher.
Indeed. It's still hot. It's definitely still hot. That didn't help enough.
Did not help at all.
My nose is running a lot.
You know I just gotta lick my fingers still.
Why?